Welcome back to Hope's Homemade Kitchen. Today we're making a delicious, pillowy type of roll called a popover. Popovers are wonderful, high-rise type rolls that are made with 5 simple ingredients that everyone has in their kitchen. Now when these rise and come out of the oven, these are very impressive, but they're so easy to make. Pop them open and just slather them with butter or jam. Let's get started and I'll show you the ingredients. The ingredients for the popovers are flour, either all-purpose flour or bread flour, whole milk, table salt, unsalted butter, 5 eggs, cooking spray, and I'm using popover pans. If you don't have popover pans, you could also use muffin tins. Now the first thing I've done is preheated my oven to 400 degrees. I'm going to spray a popover pan. And you can also, if you don't have a popover pan, you could also use muffin tins. The popover pans are a little taller, so they assist in more of a rise for the popovers. So I've sprayed them and just wiped off with a little bit of the excess. And now I'm going to put it in the oven and I'm going to preheat it while the oven heats up, at least 15 minutes while we prepare our other ingredients. Okay, so we need 5 eggs. Now all of your ingredients should be at room temperature. Okay, I'm using a bowl with a spout because ultimately I'm going to be pouring the mixture into the muffin tins. So I'm using a hand mixer, and the first thing I want to do is just beat these eggs until they're frothy. Okay, those are pretty frothy like that. Next, I'm going to be adding 1 2/3 cup of room temperature whole milk. And 5 tablespoons of melted, unsalted butter. In a separate bowl, I've measured out 1 2/3 cup of flour. I'll put all of the ingredients in the description box below. That's 200 grams of flour. I also just need 1/2 of a teaspoon of table salt. I'll mix that in with the flour. Now we want to add the flour mixture to the wet mixture just until it's combined. We're going to just pour this into the muffin cups, the popover cups, and we're going to fill it just over half full. And then we're going to put them in a 400-degree oven for 30 to 40 minutes or until they're golden brown, and hopefully they'll pop up over the top and be nice and big. Now the trick is not to open the oven during this time. So we'll be back and hopefully we have some nice, beautiful popovers. Okay, the instructions are to leave it in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes or until it is puffy and well browned. And it's hard for me to see into my oven, but I believe they are done. Let's take a look. Oh, wow. Okay. Ooh, look how nice and puffy those are. Beautiful. And since I don't have another popover pan, I baked the rest in just a regular muffin tin, and those came out great as well. All right, we did kind of a little comparison here of our popover pan versus the muffin tin, and you can see which one did better. But these still puffed up, so if you only have muffin tins, this is fine. Makes them a little bit smaller, but these are so versatile. This reminds me, I used to work in downtown St. Paul, and when the Dayton's and then later Marshall Field's restaurant was there, we used to go to the River Room and they would always serve popovers. They would bring it out with your meal. It just came with the meal. A real treat. And I can say that these are just as beautiful as those were. Nice and pillowy in the middle, nice and hot with a little crusty exterior. Now, one trick, when they come out of the oven, take a sharp knife and just give it a little poke so it doesn't deflate, because it's full of steam. So if you just leave it as is, it might collapse. You can have this with sweet or savory toppings. I think it's just best with butter. Wow. This is so good and so easy. 5 simple ingredients. I don't know why I don't make these more often. Probably best to take them out of the containers so they don't sweat. But the flavor here, it's almost like a custard in the middle. It's still baked and it's done, but just that crispy exterior, nice golden brown. And you can put fillings in these like chicken salad and a popover, really yummy. You can have them with breakfast, little butter and jam. Can't beat that. Thank you so much for joining me here on Hope's Homemade Kitchen as we made popovers. I'm really so glad they turned out. You just never know sometimes. Please consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. Hit the bell so you can be notified of upcoming videos. We'll see you next time.